From today, you are going to better understand how the Instagram algorithm works, which means that you can stop using it as an excuse. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are talking about something very, very controversial in the world of Instagram, and that is the Instagram algorithm. I don't mean that to sound judgmental or harsh, but it is something that we all use from time to time as an excuse or as a reason why we shouldn't show up continually and consistently on Instagram as our very best selves, because we believe that the Instagram algorithm is going to stop us in some way. Well, guess what? The Instagram algorithm isn't something you need to demonize or to give a life to as a kind of supernatural force that is stopping you from being your best self and from doing really well on Instagram. It is just a set of instructions. So today, let's talk more about what the Instagram algorithm is and how you can work with it to succeed. So when it comes to what the Instagram algorithm is looking for, there are 3 things that you should be aware of. Now, there are more than 3 things that the Instagram algorithm takes into consideration when it's figuring out what content to show to who and where to rank content in the feed and in the explore page. But these are the 3 things that you need to consider. They are interest, timeliness, and relationship. So let's go through each of those one by one. So the first one is interest. Now, this is Instagram's way of knowing how much you will like a certain post. And when I say like, I literally do mean like. So interest is the ranking signal that Instagram takes into consideration based on your past behavior. What content have you interacted with before? What content have you liked before? What content have you commented on before? Those pieces of content and those pieces of content like it are the types of content that Instagram is going to continually show you. So for example, when you look at your explore page, it should show you the types of content that you are generally interested in. So if you consistently like pictures of dogs, pictures of beautiful beaches, and pictures of really gorgeous interiors, then if you head to your explore page, those are the types of images that you should see there. And that is because Instagram is taking a note of the types of posts you like and is serving you up more of those kinds of posts. The second ranking signal that Instagram takes into consideration and which you should bear in mind is timeliness. So while the chronological feed has gone for good on Instagram, recency does still matter. Now, what that means is that the more recent posts will be pushed towards the top of the Instagram feed or the explore page, while older posts will feature further down. And the third factor the Instagram algorithm takes into account is relationships. If a certain user interacts a lot with your content, and when I say interacts, I mean likes, comments, sends you DMs, engages with the poll stickers and question stickers you have on your Instagram stories, watches your Instagram stories, then your content is more likely to be shown to them and higher up in their feed. Relationships matter on Instagram more than ever before, which is why it's really, really important to focus on engagement with your target audience rather than just pushing out content and hoping it gets seen. Engagement is really, really key. And the good news is, not only does that signal to the Instagram algorithm that your content is worth showing to more of your target audience, but it also, by default, is building relationships with your target audience. So that is why relationship building, engagement is really, really important. So before we talk about how you can work with the Instagram algorithm to succeed on Instagram, first let's talk about why there isn't even an Instagram algorithm in place at all. The reality is there is so much content uploaded to Instagram every single second, and a large proportion of that content isn't very good quality. So there has to be a way of making the user experience really great for people on the platform, because otherwise you wouldn't use Instagram. And there are certain things that make our experience on Instagram really great and why we spend way more time on there than we should be. Things like your explore page. If there was no Instagram algorithm in place, your explore feed on Instagram would be a mess of all different types of content and all the latest content that had just been uploaded, which would be a mess of irrelevant content that would mean nothing to you and that wouldn't be necessarily of very high quality, which would mean you would log off of Instagram and you wouldn't enjoy your time on there, so you wouldn't spend as much time on there. And it also would mean that your content wouldn't get shown to your target audience because it would get lost in the sea of all the other types of content. So that is why the Instagram algorithm is in place. It's so that the best quality content can get shown to the right relevant people. That is why the Instagram algorithm is in place. So it makes it a great user experience for you, but it also makes it a great user experience for your target audience. So now let's talk about how you can work with the Instagram algorithm to make sure that your content is being seen by the right people. The first thing to do is to make sure that your content is high quality. It sounds really obvious, and yet still the content being uploaded to Instagram every single day, the majority of it isn't great quality. And when we say high quality, what we mean is not blurry, angled properly, not showing images that are shot too close up so that people don't know what they're looking at when they're scrolling through their feed. It means sharing imagery that is brightly lit, or if a moody aesthetic is the aesthetic you're going for, making sure that it is high quality and the clarity is good so that you can see, again, what that content is. They're simple photography principles to live by, but again, so much of the content uploaded to Instagram every single day doesn't meet these basic standards. So if you want to stand out on Instagram and you want your content to be seen by your target audience, you need to make sure that you are meeting their very high expectations and that you are able to compete with your competitors. And that means, as a basis, sharing really great quality imagery. The second thing to think about when you are sharing content on Instagram is to make sure it is super relevant to your target audience. This is because if you want the Instagram algorithm to work in your favor, then you need to create content that it knows your target audiences is already liking and engaging with, because then it will show your content to your target audience and it will prioritize your content in the feed. So that means knowing your target audience inside and out, knowing the types of content they already like and already engage with, so you can serve them more of that same kind of content. And the Instagram algorithm will reward you for it. The third thing to do to make sure the Instagram algorithm is working in your favor is to make sure that you share consistently. This feeds into the timeliness ranking signal that we talked about earlier. Now, you don't need to share content every single day to Instagram. If you can, fantastic. But for a lot of brands and small businesses and entrepreneurs, this just isn't possible. So don't worry if you can't do it every day. Just make sure that you have a regular posting schedule, that you are posting consistently. When you post consistently good content to Instagram, it improves your engagement rate and builds your relationships with your audience. This in turn sends signals to Instagram's algorithm that your content is worth prioritizing in your target audience's feeds. As I said, you don't need to post every single day, but just make sure that you have a consistent posting schedule so that if it's Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, you stick to that schedule. The worst thing to do is to post a piece of content and then post nothing for a week, and then post 3 pieces of content and then post nothing. That is gonna do nothing for your engagement or your success on Instagram. So just make sure that whatever you do, you have a consistent posting schedule. And the fourth thing to do to make sure that you are working with the Instagram algorithm instead of against it is to engage. As I said at the top of this video, relationships is a really important ranking signal for the Instagram algorithm. And so guess what? You need to get out there and engage with your target audience. In this video here that I'm linking up above, and I will also link to it down below, I shared a video about how to speed up your organic Instagram growth without buying followers. And one of the really big things I talked about in that video is daily proactive engagement. So I'm not going to talk about it a huge amount here. If you want to know more about how to daily proactively engage and why it's so important, then check out that video. But here I'm just going to say that it is so important that you are prioritizing above everything else going out and engaging with your target audience on a daily basis. Not only are you obviously going out and starting to build relationships with your target audience, which is brilliant, which is what you want to do, but as a byproduct, the Instagram algorithm is also rewarding you for that. Because the more you go out and engage with people, the more likely they're going to come back and engage with you. And that is a big thumbs up to the Instagram algorithm that your content is great and is worth pushing in front of more people. So before I wrap up this video, I just want to say that the wonderful thing about shifting your mindset from worrying about the Instagram algorithm and thinking about that over everything else is that once you stop thinking about that and you think about your target audience and how to build relationships with them, the more impact you will see, the more people you will reach, and the less you will think about the Instagram algorithm. All the while in the background, it's favoring you and prioritizing you and rewarding you for those relationships you are going out and building. So it really is a win-win. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to get your hands on more free resources, then check out all of the links I've dropped in the description box below. There are more videos in there. There is also a link to my free 4-day email challenge, which is fantastic for anybody, whether you are brand new to Instagram or whether you have been on the platform for a few years and you're feeling really stagnant and want to revitalize your Instagram strategy. Check that challenge out now. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell button to make sure that you are notified every single Friday when a brand new video goes live, all about Instagram marketing and how to be seen by more people and build your community. I loved having you here with me. I will see you next Friday for a brand new video. Bye guys.